one thing we can definitely agree on, and all Sox fans can agree on, is not Sir Anthony Dominguez. We're going to have to start calling him Sir Anthony and just change his name to Squire Dominguez or something, because this fool,
Wait, why is he called Sir? Was he actually United?
look, if they knighted him, they got to take it away.
They
He
got
don't
they
deserve
got
it.
day him.
No more Sir Anthony Dominguez. I don't want to see him in the ninth inning. The only time I want to see him pitch the ninth inning is if we up 10 runs. And it better already be at least 2 outs. He's given up at least 6 for damn sure. He walks too many guys. He's not on target with his pitches. His control isn't there. His command isn't there.
At all.
Cannot trust Sir Anthony Dominguez, Squire Anthony Dominguez. You cannot trust him in the ninth inning with the game on the line in the closing situation. I don't want to see it anymore. Will Venable, talking to you directly. Do not put this fool in the ninth inning no more.
Yeah, we yelling at the screen every Sunday night. Talk slick, throw the remote, we just want it right. Front office tripping, man, they can't get it right. Whole city heated, but we still gon' fight. We talking Bulls trade, biz draft, missed calls, club slump, soft rebuild. We seen it all. Yeah, we loud, yeah, we gritty. I'm a little frustrated, but I still love my city. Yeah, north side, south side, west, we united.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of White Sox and BS. I lost episode count, so I have no idea what count episode we're on. But today is a Wednesday, June 24th, 2026, and I am your host, Harry, with everyone's favorite co-host, JJ3. Say hi, JJ3.
What's good?
Today, we're going to talk about all things baseball and some BS, but specifically White Sox. And I ain't gonna lie, White Sox, we're not bad. We're not great, but we're way better than where we have been in the last 2 years. I feel like we should recap about the recent history of what just happened last couple series, JJ3. How about you? What do you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, from our last episode that we had talked, we had gave our predictions on what we had assumed at the time would be a gauntlet of a schedule. Right? We had the White Sox lined up at the time to face 3 at home against the Braves, 3 at home against the Dodgers, 3 on the road against the Yankees.
I did, though, say Braves or the sweep. I think I said Braves or the sweep.
You did not say Braves with a sweep. You did say Braves would win the series. We both predicted the Braves to win the series.
I thought
You
Yankees were my
You
guarantee.
predicted the Braves. You predicted the White Sox to also beat the Dodgers.
Okay.
I predicted the White Sox to lose to the Dodgers in the series. We both predicted the Yankees would win the series. So
Correct.
You were right. I was wrong in this prediction game that we played because you had the White Sox winning both of those home series against the Braves and the Dodgers. They did that. I had them losing to the Dodgers. They actually won that series. So shout out to the White Sox for taking care of business at home. However, there is a bit of a problem with the White Sox. You had mentioned in this opener that the Sox were good, not great. Part of that good, not great rests in our pitching staff. The White Sox pitching staff is probably bottom 5, and I'm being very generous when I say that bottom 5 in terms of the starting pitching staff.
Our rotation or
The
our
rotation.
closers and relievers?
Specifically the rotation right now is what I'm talking about. Starting rotation.
Okay.
Especially with the White Sox using so many guys as openers to come in. They use an opener again today for Eric Fetty. But we'll get to that.
That's the thing a lot of teams are doing. They'll use a reliever.
I'm not entirely mad at it that teams are using openers. I'm not mad at the White Sox for using openers. The issue that the White Sox are having is just with the entirety of the staff. And that leads me to my point of home versus away. The White Sox at home have won 9 consecutive series at home.
26-4 because we lost today against Cleveland, the closeout game. But I believe we're 26-4 at home within the last 30 games. It's an amazing record at home.
So to that point, the White Sox are, I don't want to say dominant. That might be a bit of a stretch. But you just pointed out a dominant stretch of home baseball for the White Sox. And if you're winning 9 consecutive series in your home ballpark, you're pretty damn close to being dominant in your own building. You go on the road, though, it's a different animal on the road. Sox pitching staff has definitely not been as good on the road, but has been poor all season long, which I touched on back in spring training. But the offense, the bats, which has been the lifeblood of this team, which has carried this team to their victories throughout the entirety of this season, specifically on the road, have not gotten the job done because they went to New York and they got their faces kicked in by the Yankees. Your pitching staff couldn't keep the job, couldn't keep the Yankees down, and your offense could not hold up as you got blown out in those first two games. Thankfully, they avoided the sweep though. But we're looking at a Jekyll and Hyde team home versus away. And that's a problem that they're going to need to correct. What you think about that?
You're not wrong, but I do feel like we are missing key pieces on offense. But we happen to luck out, and every time we call somebody up or bring someone in, all of a sudden it is the home run derby. Grichuk has stepped it up. Of course, he's no Murakami, but he's hit like
No
what
one will.
3 home runs in the last like 6, 7 games. But all of a sudden, Colston Montgomery's cold. But remember, right after that last episode we have, Braden Montgomery's debut was a game winner home run. So it's like, yo, where's all this offense coming from? Not you, my drop. Where's all this offense coming from? Because we call up guys. Now it's like, if Murakami comes back, I don't want to send Grichuk back down. And again, we're still waiting on Hayes to show up. He's been gone all season, signed in free agency, and he still has yet to even. I think he did show up for like the first 5 games and got injured. I think we get healthy, batting order wise, because clearly our pitching staff, it doesn't matter if it's healthy or not, but we get healthy batting order wise. We're kind of like, I hate this comparison because I do think they've got bigger bats, but we hit just as well home runs. We're Yankees without their pitching staff. We will get those home runs, at least 3 or 4 a game, but we don't have the pitching staff to shut down anyone, which is why I'm a little annoyed we didn't go for any we're not going for any pitchers in the trade deadline, but I get it. We got to develop guys. We want to see how Thorpe ends up being. Then we got the Noah Schultz center at 7'8". We got to develop, but I do feel like I want them to develop next to an ace or somewhat ace. There's people available that I think we can get that it kind of would come in our number one pitcher, like Peralta, Robbie Ray, that I think are decent pitchers enough to be our number ones and are just having kind of down years. I really wanted Shane Bieber in the offseason because he'd be healthy, even though he had a horrible debut yesterday. I think he'd be healthy now, and he kind of almost a mentor these kids. As much as I love Davis, or what's his face, our star,
Well, I
our
got
ace.
water in my ear. Did you say Shane Bieber? What year is it?
Hey, he's finally back on the mound after 2 years of phantom injuries. I'm just saying
Nah,
him as a.
bro. No.
You don't want him as a mentor and a starter
Look,
to our staff?
look,
We haven't seen him
look.
throw in 2 years. We don't know if he's going to be bad or good. I'm just saying.
Time out. I'm gonna challenge that. No, I don't want Shane Bieber. I don't want Shane Bieber. Also, it's what, June 24th, 25th today?
Yeah.
You're not making any trades right now. It's not the time to start making trades, substantial, major, like team altering trades. It's not the time to make that right now. The
Or
Sox,
given what? Draft picks? It's baseball, right?
well, I
We're not
mean,
really giving.
you can't trade draft picks, but we'll
Or I'm
definitely
sorry, it's
we'll
baseball.
definitely get into
Minor leagues. Minor
trade
leaguers.
deadline talk later on. But now's not the time to really get into in-depth discussions about making trades for starters. Even though I will say that is something that they need to consider in terms of making trades for starters. But they're also waiting for guys like Noah Schultz, who you mentioned, Hagen Smith, who got hurt, who they had to shut down for a little bit in AAA. He had a shoulder impingement injury, so he's going to be down for at least a month. At least the first 2 weeks, he's not even throwing. So you got another couple of weeks after that before he can start his rehab, start getting his
We just
shoulder
got
strong
Kyle
again.
Steele back. Even though
So,
he doesn't have a swing yet.
and I was going to say, you did get Kyle Teal back for this series against the Cleveland Guardians that you played at home. Again, part of the 9 consecutive series that the White Sox won. You won this series. You lost the finale today, but Kyle Teal played in today's game. I think he got his first hit of the season since he finally made his return. There's a lot of things that are positive from an from a lineup standpoint that is very positive for the White Sox that they've hung their hat on all season. The pitching staff is what you definitely are going to need to sort out, but you'll have a couple of more weeks before you can really start making decisions on who you want to buy, who do you want to attempt to acquire for this pitching staff going forward. You're not really having those in-depth discussions on June 25th,
24.
24th, excuse me. But once the calendar does turn toward July and next week and the week after, that is definitely when you're going to start trying to make those calls out to other teams to get those other starters that you're looking for. And guys who you would hope would have a year or two of control after this season. But keep in mind, the more years of control that they have, the more you have to send back in return for a trade. So
I can tell you some guys I'm looking to target.
save that for later.
All list.
Save
Well,
that
I mean,
for
we're
another show.
already on the subject.
Save that for another show. We'll
All
talk
right.
about that on another show.
All
We
right.
got a whole trade deadline discussion show, prediction show we can do. Don't give it all away right now. You already talked about a little bit of it. Tease that for later. You know what I'm saying? You got to preheat the oven first. You feel me?
All
Before
right.
you
All right.
before you put the
I get
food
it.
in. Right?
Can't just go in dry.
It can't
Gotta
go
get
in
that
the
some
dry. You know
foreplay.
what I'm saying? You
Gotta
got to
have some
warm it up.
foreplay.
You
Right.
feel me? Twister told y'all to get it wet back in 98. Or 95,
Facts.
excuse me.
Twister
Come on
did.
now.
But he told Chicago. We're telling the rest of the world. The rest of the world didn't know about Twister back then.
Listen,
For some
come on
unknown
now.
reason.
Come on now. West Side Zone. But yeah. So Kyle Till is back. You got a lineup right now that has Vargas at the top. You got Colson Montgomery. You got Braden Montgomery. Again, you got Kyle Till slotted there in the middle, right? You've got Tristan Peters. You have a lot of guys. You got your Sam Antonakis at the top. Your boy Chase Mydroff, who, you know what I'm saying, you got a love-hate relationship with. There's a lot of talent throughout the lineup. When Murakami finally gets back, you're going to add to that once again, and you'll finally start
Hayes.
seeing, and Hayes, you'll finally start to see what this lineup could potentially be. That's a positive thing, but the Sox are going to have to start really thinking about how they can address their issues between their home splits and their away splits, because their away team, they look every bit as the team that we saw in previous years, because they aren't as competitive on the road.
What do you think? What do you think it is? Do you think it's size of the parks? Like I know when people say when Yankees are at Yankee Stadium, I think it's I don't know if it's the smallest. Someone said it was. I have to look that up because the stadium's so small, you get more home runs. Is that what Sox are going through? Because Comiskey's a smaller stadium,
I
so we
don't
get
think they have to
home
do
runs.
with the dimensions. I don't think it's the issue with ballpark size, because I don't think it's an issue with your offense, with your bats specifically. Again, I think the greater issue, as I've said all year long, is with your pitching staff. Your pitchers aren't pitching as well on the road, right? We saw in the New York Yankees series, Davis Martin got his head kicked in. Like
Facts.
they jumped on his neck and they just didn't let up. Like it's just what it is. So, we got to call a spade a spade. He's supposed to be the ace of this pitching staff. He didn't pitch like an ace, right? We saw the same thing when he played he pitched in Minnesota against the Twins. They roughed him up, right? So a lot of these guys aren't pitching up to their potential or to what we need them to do in these road games, in these road starts. And so that's part of the problem. Now you're chasing all the time when you're giving up early leads. You look up and all of a sudden in the second inning, you're down 4-0. It's tough to keep coming back from that on the road. It's easier at home.
I can't let you get that all the way off. You're not wrong on some games, but it feels like half of these games we'd had the lead, and then the relievers and the closers, especially Dominguez, gives up the lead. Like, come on, it was 4-3, and then you turn back to the game. It's 7-4. Sox lose. What just happened? It's
And that brings me right to my next point, which is also probably the biggest deficiency on this team, is when we get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th, who's shutting it down? Who's closing the door?
That's it. Hudson. Hudson's the only one showing up consistently.
You can vote for Hudson. He's definitely stepped up in the last week or so. One thing we can definitely agree on, and all Sox fans can agree on, is not Sir Anthony Dominguez. We're going to have to start calling him Sir Anthony and just change his name to Squire Dominguez or something, because this fool.
Wait, why is he called Sir? Was he actually knighted?
Look, if they knighted him, they got to take it away.
They got day him.
Right,
Don't knight him. Day him. Evening him.
It's a wrap.
More than
It's a wrap. Like, no more Sir Anthony Dominguez. I don't wanna see him in the ninth inning. The only time I wanna see him pitch the ninth inning is if we up 10 runs, and it better already be at least 2 outs already, in hand
if
because
we're up 10 runs, he's giving up 11.
he's given up at least 6 for damn sure. So, I don't wanna see dude in the ninth inning no more. He walks too many guys. He's not on target with his pitches. His control isn't there. His command isn't there.
At
Cannot
all.
trust Squire Anthony Dominguez. You cannot trust him in the ninth inning with the game on the line in the closing situation. I don't want to see it anymore. Will Venable, talking to you directly. Do not put this fool in the ninth inning no more. We've seen it
Well,
now multiple games and days in a row. Stop it. Cut the crap.
if he becomes, I don't even want to see him play. But let's say you move him
He's
to
gonna have to
relief.
play. But yeah, middle relief. Put him in
So
pitching in
then
the
who
second.
would you rather see close then?
Well, look, before these last couple of games, Grant Taylor was locking it down. Now he's hit a stumble here the last week and a half or so to 2 weeks, where he
Yes, he
hasn't been as consistent to where he's been giving up home runs, he's been giving up, crucial hits. Again,
man.
today is the perfect example for what's happened with Grant Taylor recently, right? So Sox are playing Cleveland. It was a pitching duel the entirety of the way. You were down 2-0. You were down 3-1 going into the ninth. You were down to your final out. Brady Montgomery comes in the ninth inning, home run. You're down 3-2. Randall Grichuk comes in immediately right after him, back-to-back
Run.
home runs.
Let's
We're
go.
tied up 3-3.
Let's go.
Sox is right there. I'm thinking, oh man, we about to have yet another comeback, dramatic style.
That's what
Sox
we
about to
do.
take it. That's what we do, right? You don't score in the ninth. All right, fine. We go to extra innings. Who's pitching in the extra innings in the 10th? Grant Taylor. Who gives up the run to give the Cleveland Guardians the lead? Grant Taylor.
Even though the credit went to Rock for the earned run, it was Taylor.
It was Taylor. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it was Taylor. So, and again, you got ghost runners on base already when the inning begins. Again, I'll never be a fan of that necessarily, but it is what it is. We got to play within the rules. But Grant Taylor has not been locking it down. He has not been as consistent or as reliable as he was earlier in the season. Earlier in the season, he was coming in the 8th and 9th innings. He was shutting it down. He was giving you, 6-out saves. Like he was lights out. That's faded away. And again, the Sox have used Grant Taylor in multiple roles. He's been an opener. He's been a middle reliever. He's been a utility man for the pitching staff in multiple ways. Maybe he's getting a little tired. I don't know. But
in the last 10 days, he's given up 7 runs as a reliever in the last 10 days. So that's about 1.5 runs per inning. It's getting because he doesn't play every game. So he's giving up like 2 to 3 runs per game.
He didn't pitch yesterday's game, but he did pitch the game before. So you're walking a tightrope, right? You can't put Sir Anthony Squire Dominguez in the ninth because you can't trust him. Grant Taylor, statistically speaking, their roles should be reversed. Dominguez should be pitching the 8th as a setup man. Taylor should be pitching the 9th as your closer because statistically for the majority of the season, Taylor's numbers are better as a closer than
That still
setup
sounds
man.
like a shit sandwich. Just because you put ice cream on the shits and then you take both Dookie rolls and turn it over, it's still a shit sandwich. There's no way to make that situation better no matter who closes and who relieves. I feel we should try other people.
Look, at this point, I'm not even against trying other people. If you want to pitch Hudson in that spot,
yes,
pitch Hudson. I'm not gonna scream and shout and rail against it. If that's who you want to roll out there, go ahead.
But then
Will Venable should give it a shot.
if Hudson goes closing, he's our best middle guy. So now are we ready to give up runs with Taylor and whoever in the middle?
You're gonna have to go ahead and put Taylor or Dominguez in your middle relief or in your late relief situations and hope that they can get the job done. But we know closing, Dominguez is not it. Even though Grant Taylor was locking it down before and not giving up anything, He's wavered here recently. So until he gets it back and gets that rhythm again, you may not want to put him in the ninth inning as the closer to shut the door either. So it's
What
something that Will
about
Venable needs to consider.
Murphy? Murphy closed against the Twins. He looked pretty good. He's got a 0 ERA last what 10, 14 days. Why aren't we using Murphy more as middle relief, or even test him out as closer since he closed again? I know it's a spot closer because we technically only have one closer, so it's a rotational closer where just you can't always play Dominguez. But if he's got a 0 ERA last 14 days, I'm just saying that might be a guy to look at as a replacement closer.
Depends on what the situation and the scenario is. Again, that's why the closer spot is tricky. It's always going to be tricky because to be a closer in Major League Baseball, you got to have a mentality for it first and foremost. Like you got to have, you know, the intestinal fortitude. You got to have the nuts for it. If you ain't got the nuts for it to be a closer, you're going to struggle always. It doesn't matter who you are. You got to have the TWTW, as Hawk Harrelson would say, to go in there in the ninth inning and say, nobody's scoring on me. I don't care who it is. Unless you Barry Bonds, you're not coming up here and scoring on me. It's not going to happen.
I'm walking Barry. I'm hitting him in the shoulder every ninth inning. And Barry will never swing on me because I am walking
Look,
him every. I don't care if the
I'm not
base is
mad
loaded.
at you because Barry was a demon out there. But
Absolutely.
again, you got to have the will and the mind to go out there and say, nobody's scoring. First and foremost. Then you got to have the stuff. Then you got to have the pitching. Then you got to have the velocity. All of those things have to come after that, knowing that you got the willpower to just go and do it. That's not Dominguez. Is it Grant Taylor? It may not be Grant Taylor. But you're not just saying, hey, you get a turn, you get a turn, you get a turn. You're not doing that with every middle relief pitcher on your roster. You can't.
Trade deadline. Again, not revealing who we're trading for. I was thinking starting a rotational pitcher, but the way you make it sound, we can tolerate the starting. We can tolerate the rotation. It's the closer that we might have to look at as far as trade deadline. But how many teams are trading their closer,
I mean,
or
no
how
team
many
intention of
bad
trading.
teams? Yeah, how many bad teams that aren't making playoffs that are like, hey, all right, we're super over budgeted. Let's restart Mets if their closers available. And it's I think they've got better closers than us.
If
I'm
you're a
just
bad team, do you even really have a closer for real? If you're a bad team, can you
that
say
that,
you
that
got
that's the
a
issue.
true lights out closer? It's tough to really say that.
Yeah, that's the issue. But yeah, the teams that are potentially on the brink of a restart, I'd still look at them as yeah, just a potential closing situation. Not that they will, but Padres I think might eventually get there. Mets might eventually get there. Who else? Not Washington. There's a few teams that are 50-50 that I think are going to be
There's a few
selling.
teams you could reach out. What I will say about potential trades is that I imagine what we can expect from the White Sox is that they will look to acquire a starter at a relatively low cost. They'll also look to acquire some relief pitchers at not a low cost, but at a moderate cost. Again, my thought process with the baseball trade deadline, I don't I don't subscribe to the whole, you got to be buyers or sellers all the time. I think a lot of baseball trades are nonsense, and I'm pretty sure we agree on that.
Absolutely. The business of baseball is stupid.
There's not a real reason to go in all in every single year or to sell every single year. Like you need to be evaluating your team always every single year, but not saying, yeah, we got to be buyers or yeah, we got to automatically be sellers. No, sometimes you need to just, pick up the phone and say, nah, we good and go on about your business unless somebody completely blows you away with a trade offer. But I'm not just going in and saying, yeah, we got to sell because we're not going to make it. It's not the 80s, not the 90s where you only had, one wild card spot. You have multiple opportunities and multiple slots to make the playoffs in 2026. I'm not trying to automatically be buyers and be sellers because our season ends in July. Not doing that. Having said all of that, upcoming schedule for the White Sox. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Sox are playing the Royals. I know they've got a series up against. I also want to say they're definitely playing the Guardians again in Cleveland. And then who else are they playing? Who's another team on the schedule of the next 3 series?
It goes Royals, then Orioles.
Royals, then Orioles. There you go.
Then we get
Then
the
Guardians,
Guardians,
right?
which it's a 4-game series, and I think that even though we're currently first place right now, that'll probably end up determining who takes true first in the division because we're tied, but we got the tiebreaker with one less loss and one less win and one less loss, I believe, and then they have one more win, but they also have one more loss. So we win the
So
tiebreaker, taking first.
who wins Sox versus Royals? And is that a road or a home series? Because we got to factor that in.
With this current team, we absolutely have to. I think we win that there or here, but it's at home. So I'm going to say because their pitching has been, it's weird. They kept the same pitchers. They did. I think his name is Kubiak. He was their best under 3-year prospect pitcher. He's lights out, but he's been injured. But Lugo has gone down. A lot of their pitchers that were killing last year just lost their control this year. I don't know what it is about the training and pitching staff, but I wouldn't be shocked if we sweep them at home. Colson Montgomery wasn't hot against the Guardians, but he's hot every other series. So this series coming up, I think we win all 3 games, and I think don't correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I saw Murakami might be coming back. And
Oh, he's going to be back for that series. I think that might be a bit premature, but I was definitely going to agree with you. I think the Sox will sweep that series against Kansas City. Maybe we're being a bit of homers in this scenario, but again, you did say that that's a home series here on the South Side. The Sox are a better team at home. So, yeah, I'm expecting the White Sox to go ahead and take all 3.
Yeah, and their bats are cold outside of Caglione. He is on a tear right now. He might be the hottest hitter in baseball, not named Schwarber. They're I think he's a rookie too.
There's another dude that's scorching the ball right now, but he plays for a team that plays out.
Yeah, the Iowa. Yeah, he's hot too.
He plays for that.
I don't count them. I'm counting Schwarber, the former Iowa player, and Caglione. Yeah, Pete Crow,
Yeah,
whatever his name is.
whatever his name is. Baltimore Orioles. That's a 3-game series.
I think we can. I'm not saying we do. I think we can beat them 2-1. It is an away series at Baltimore, and we always have a tough time versus Baltimore, no matter if they're tanking or not. They're a team with a lot of good contact hitters. The real only power hitter is Pete Alonso, but they've got Gunnar Henderson. He's been pretty hot right now. Kowser's been pretty hot. Jackson Holliday's always a factor when you least suspect he'll blast a 2-home run game. They're a team kind of built like us. A lot of hitters and not the best pitching. Their pitching's kind of gone downhill. So I think I say it's a 50-50 on who wins 2-3, simply because 1, it's away, and then 2, it's gonna be a lot of offense. Kansas City, because I don't like our bottom of our rotation played this series. The top of the rotation plays next series against Kansas City. So Davis and all the others, Burke, they'll see Kansas City. But our bottom of the rotation that played this series versus Cleveland Guardians and Fetty and all that stuff, they'll see Baltimore. So it's going to be a lot of hits. I hate the home run derby games that we have to play when our bottom of our rotation comes in, but it is what it is. So I'm actually going to say we lose that. We only take 1 out of the 2 because of our rotation and a home run derby. But then in the end, we face a very good. Yeah, they're down right now. Their records are similar, but they're under 500. And right after that, I think not the Astros. We don't play the Astros till way later.
The Guardians are right after.
Guardians.
So we right back to playing Cleveland in Cleveland.
But our top of the rotation's back. I think we actually get healthier. If Murakami's coming back, he'll be there for that series. We probably get Smith back to see what he can do. We get Noah Schultz and all of them should be off the 10-day. So I actually think we beat the Guardians again. Worst case scenario, split, but we either win 3-1 or it splits 2-2. I'm going to lean we win 3-1 because it's the fight for the first. I think as crazy as this is going to sound, I would argue our rotation is slightly better. But of course, our closer and relievers are worse. But as far as a home run game, a home run derby, they don't really have that many great hitter. Even though that rookie Barzazas, I forget he's also their leadoff hitter. He's been hot. They probably get Ramirez back. You got to keep in mind we didn't see Ramirez this series versus.
I don't think they get Ramirez back, but I do agree that worst case scenario, would be a split. I don't expect the Sox to lose that series. I'm leaning closer to a split, though. I'm leaning closer to a 2-2 split in that series, which would still have us most likely in a very highly contested race for first place in the division for a lot of the reasons that you said. Again, Cleveland, the matchup with Cleveland, I think their pitching staff is actually better than our pitching staff as a whole. But we've shown in this series already that we can get to their closer and to their relief guys. We did it consistently over 3 games here in Chicago. So I would expect similar to happen in games in Cleveland as the series wears on and you start seeing those guys over and over and over again. So I imagine at some point, even though I think their pitching is better, even though I think overall we don't perform as well on the road, to this point, that could change over the course of a long season. I'm expecting a split.
No, I'm expecting a split too, and then I'd prefer us to sweep. If we can sweep them and the Red Sox right after, that'll be amazing because we got Murderers Row coming up for the next 3 series after we face Cleveland and the Red Sox. So to keep the lead, I think we take I'm just gonna go full sweep. That just because we need the sweep. We take the full sweep, or we can,
So you're
or
saying
3-1.
you saying we sweep Boston after we play Cleveland is what you're saying?
I'm saying we take Cleveland 3-1, then we
Okay.
sweep Boston because we need that because we need that cushion for what's coming up after, and nothing but playoff teams, including a rematch against the Yankees again. But this time they're going to catch us healthier, but we might catch them healthier because we've caught them without Stanton, without Judge, like their top 3 hitters. We're catching them without, but we did catch them with a healthy pitching staff, which they'll probably still have when they play us. So that's going to be a tough out after all the sweeps to cushion our lead in the first, just to potentially not give it back, but it's going to be back and forth with the Yankees, Rangers, Astros, Blue Jays. And I don't know how I feel about the Sacramento Athletics. They don't have any pitching. They got 3 great hitters. Oh, no, 4 great hitters, but their
I
pitching's
wouldn't worry
terrible.
too much about them. I wouldn't worry too much about them. It's far in the distance. Frankly, that's one of the teams you need to be trying to think about in terms of potential trades, and you can plug out that roster.
I want Burt. I want Langoliers. I want
Real quick,
Sosa. I want all them hitters.
before we dip up out of here, what do you think of the Bulls drive?
I'm torn. I'm not the biggest. Caleb Johnson is like a.
Caleb who?
Sorry, not Caleb Johnson. Who's the
I know
North
we got
Philly?
multiple Calebs in Chicago right now, but I need you to get the names right. I know Chicagoans, you know what I'm saying? I know we destroy butcher guys' names, but Caleb is real easy.
Caleb Wilson.
There you go.
He reminds me of Kyrie, which is we didn't get. Hear me out.
I
We
almost threw
didn't
my
get to
glasses.
see him. We
Who?
didn't get to see him play that much, but we drafted him anyway. He has some talent, but I get weary of Bulls taking power forward, small forwards, but he's more power forward center, power forwards at the 4,
He's not a center.
only because of this nightmare named Patrick Williams that coincidentally, when we changed over a management GM, they also had number 4 pick, and they also took a power forward from the ACC, or at least played in a power forward in Pat Williams. So
No,
I'm just getting
no,
I'm getting nightmares of,
no.
oh my goodness, we're doing it again. But I have faith in Caleb. I think he's going to be solid, only because our number 4 spot is wide open. When Williams came in, he didn't have a wide open roster to develop like we do. I'm still on the Buzelis train. I do have him as the future star of the team. And I like having Giddy. Giddy is a facilitator. He is going to definitely get Caleb and Buzelis involved. And then we got Nick Claxton at the center. He should be a starting center. I don't think they'll do a rotational Caleb to Claxton, Claxton to Caleb. They'll both start, and then Caleb will play center for a fast lineup. I want to see what he can do in an NBA setting where he faces guys as big as him, which I don't think we really saw that in college. He played power forward in college when most people his size, in my opinion, more play center, unless he got like a random 7-footer from another country. College is weird. I like Caleb Johnson. I think Boozer. Sorry, not.
You know what? I
You say
regret
Caleb Johnson.
asking.
I keep
That's
saying
a
it.
flagrant
I like
foul. It's a
Caleb. I
flagrant
like
foul.
Caleb Williams.
It's a flagrant 2. Nope, nope, nope.
I like Caleb
We went.
Williams.
Nope,
Boozer.
nope, nope,
Boozer is more
nope.
polished.
Referee's
Boozer is
timeout. We
polished.
went and reviewed it.
But I like
Flagrant
Caleb.
2.
I like Caleb Wilson.
Flagrant 2. Disqualification from the game. it's a wrap. It's over with. I regret
No,
even asking the question. Nuh-uh. Player is
but that's
dismissed.
Dalen Swain. I saw him a little bit at Texas. He reminds me of Dylan Harper, but he's more a scoring guard. But we already have that in Anthony Simons. I still don't know what we're doing with that. He came from the Boston trade when we traded away Vukovic, but he's still on the Bulls roster. He's going to be starting, so I guess Dalen Swain might take the Dylan Harper role off the bench as a combo guard 2 scorer, which I'm very okay with. And then I know we drafted. We acquired. We traded our second round pick for Pacers player. I think Cam Jones. I think it was on. I remember him being on. I don't know if he was on Pacers when we traded for him. We got Cam Jones. He's a solid rotational guy, never a starter. I guess I need to see who did we let go. Who do we still have on the squad? Like with Josh Okogie, I'm sure Claxton's going to start over Smith. I don't know if Smith is on the team still. I just don't know the direction of this current front office of the Bulls yet. But so far, I like it with Caleb Johnson. He's what fell to us. I wish we would have more traded up for Darren Peterson because he was going anywhere from number 1 to number 5. I've never seen a guy get put in every single position. Peterson from Kansas, apparently he can score fast. Him or AJ would have been a great number 1 pick, but I'm not shocked AJ got number 1. He's who I really wanted. I know we couldn't get him, but he's who I was praying this staff says, you know what? Let's see if we can even trade up to get AJ because I would have loved it. I think AJ would have been perfect for the team. But I'm
For the
okay with
third
Caleb.
time, who is Caleb Johnson?
I didn't say Caleb Johnson.
No, you said Caleb Johnson. Who is Caleb Johnson? The
I
man's name is Caleb
I
Wilson.
did not say. All right. What you say? What? We'll look back here later. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm okay with Caleb. I keep saying, why do I keep saying Johnson?
Look,
I'm okay with
again,
Caleb Wilson.
like I said, I should
I'm
have
not
thrown you out like they should have thrown out Wemby. This is flagrant. It's egregious right now what you're doing.
I'm not as sold on him as I am with
Caleb to Patrick Williams because they both drafted 4th overall. I need you to repent.
No. I'm comparing the process of taking Caleb Williams to Patrick Wilson.
Caleb
Wilson to Patrick Williams.
No,
Williams. Yeah.
First off,
both not saying anything with W. I'm not comparing the two players.
I need you to go back and learn homie's name. Because clearly you don't know dude's name, so you have no idea who you're talking about right now. So that's got to be part of the problem. Because it ain't Caleb Johnson. All right. Caleb Williams plays for the Bears.
Keep messing up. We got too many Calebs. We got too many Calebs.
Wilson is who the Bulls drafted. He does not fit anything of what you just described or said. You compared him to Kyrie Irving because he got hurt. You all over the place.
No, I'm comparing the draft processes.
Technical foul, flagrant foul.
Not the player.
Penalty 1.
The draft process. I am weary of drafting guys that missed a lot of the season.
Hey, man, it's over with. It's over with. Wrap the show up.
I am so weary of drafting guys that missed a lot of the season.
Listen, y'all. Hey, yo, this White Sox and BS, you know what I'm saying? I'm here with your boy Harry. We out the mud.
Shout out to Caleb Washington.
we got because you so out of pot. Hey, if Caleb Wilson see this, he need to show up at your crib with malice in his heart for you comparing him to Patrick Williams.
I hope I hope Caleb Westbrook steps it up because
he needs to be ready to run the fade because you disrespect. There's no reason to compare that man to Patrick Williams in any scenario right now.
And listen,
you need to beg for forgiveness.
Caleb Waymo, he just better show up. But because Buzelis was the last regime, this as an Illinois fan, I was hoping we took Keaton Wagler. It is what it is. But Keaton Wagler doesn't have the athleticism Caleb Wilson does. Caleb better kill with all that athleticism because sadly, that's kind of what these GMs go off of. They go off athleticism because that's all they can go off of. Who's the most athletic? But I thought Peterson had the skill. A lot of these guys don't. AJ, you can see the skill with athleticism.
Not trading up for any one of those spots. You're not doing.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying it's hard to tell what Caleb has outside of athleticism because even if you look at his highlights, literally open lanes for him to dunk. just everything's open. It's like that's not the NBA. But we'll see what happens.
That is the NBA.
No, NBA is a lot more physical. I know it feels like no one plays defense because of the fast pace.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no one's starting for
Yeah.
or Victor Wembanyama would have 50 a game.
The NBA is a lot more physical. Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama would have 50 a game if he had the open lanes. I keep seeing Caleb Westbrook have.
Victor would have 50 a game if he learned how to post up and actually accept that mid-range jump shot that he turns down every damn possession in every game. But
How many post-up moves have you seen from Caleb White?
Let's disrespectful. Wrap the show up. It's time to
All
go.
right. Thanks everybody for coming, watching us, White Sox and BS. We talk all types of bad, terrible stuff about the White Sox and good stuff too. I'm Harold, your host, and this is JJ3. Say peace out, JJ3.
Peace out, y'all.
Appreciate you tapping into this latest episode from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Don't matter if you was watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify or Apple. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with everybody on the block, and hit the notification bell so you never miss none of our daily drops. And to all the guys from the Shy, we say 3 things. Bear down, fly the W, and sell the team, Jerry.